Hidden deep in the forests of Cumberland Island lies a mansion whose story has been kept under wraps for centuries. A place that once whispered of secrets, power, and untold histories. The Grayfield Mansion, as it is known today, stands alone amidst the sprawling wilderness, as if guarding its stories from the world. This grand, somewhat isolated mansion has always captivated those who venture to discover it, its origins shrouded in mystery. The mansion was built in 1905, during a time when the island was a remote paradise. Its location, nestled on the southern tip of Cumberland Island, was a perfect retreat for the wealthy elite of the early 20th century. But what drew them here? Was it just a desire for a getaway? Or was there something more? What secrets lie behind the doors of this magnificent estate? The mansion was commissioned by Thomas Carnegie, the brother of industrialist Andrew Carnegie. But why build such a monumental house in an isolated place like Cumberland Island? What was its true purpose? The construction of the Grayfield Mansion was a monumental endeavor. Commissioned by Thomas Carnegie and designed by an unknown architect, the mansion was meant to serve as a winter home. Carnegie, part of the famous industrial family, was no stranger to wealth and power, but his choice of location was peculiar. What would compel a man of such stature to build on this sparsely populated island, far removed from the buzzing cities? The mansion was constructed using materials that were both luxurious and durable, capable of withstanding the harsh conditions of the coastal environment. Massive wooden beams and iron supports gave the mansion its stately, yet inviting appearance. It was built to occupy a sprawling piece of land on Cumberland Island, covering several acres. The mansion was designed with a variety of distinct architectural elements, including large verandas, high ceilings, and expansive windows that allowed the residents to take in the natural beauty of the island. Its construction took several years, with workers hauling materials from the mainland and carefully crafting each room with precision and care. The mansion was built to serve as both a comfortable residence and a showcase for the wealth and influence of its owner. When Thomas Carnegie and his family first occupied the Grayfield Mansion, the house became a symbol of the Carnegie family's influence and wealth. The mansion's early years were filled with grand parties and extravagant social events. It wasn't just a private residence, but a place where important figures from the world of business, politics, and entertainment would come together. As the years passed, the mansion took on even more significance. It became a place where business deals were struck and political figures discussed the future of the nation. Its secluded location made it the ideal place for people seeking privacy and solace from the hustle and bustle of their public lives. But the mansion's charm wasn't just in its lavish interior or its beautiful gardens. It was also in its mystery. What truly happened behind those doors? Were there stories of power plays and manipulative schemes? The mansion's walls seemed to hold more secrets than it would let on. The architectural design of the Grayfield Mansion is a stunning example of early 20th century luxury. The mansion originally featured 23 rooms, including grand ballrooms, formal dining rooms, and multiple guest suites. The main structure was designed with both grandeur and functionality in mind. Tall windows stretched across the walls, allowing the ocean breeze to sweep through the house, and massive columns adorned the exterior, showcasing the opulence of the time. The interior design of the mansion was just as luxurious. The Grayfield Mansion was filled with fine furnishings, rich velvet curtains, intricately carved wooden furniture, and stately fireplaces that added a touch of warmth to the cold, isolated environment. The color scheme included deep greens, golds, and browns, with every room meticulously furnished to reflect the tastes of the Carnegie family. The architecture was designed to seamlessly blend the indoor and outdoor spaces, incorporating the island's natural beauty into the house's very fabric. The massive windows allowed the mansion's residents to enjoy views of the Atlantic Ocean from the comfort of their drawing rooms. The gardens surrounding the Grayfield Mansion are not just an extension of the property. They are a vivid testament to the grandeur and meticulous planning that went into every aspect of the estate. From the moment you approach the mansion, its vast grounds greet you with a sense of serene isolation, as though the mansion itself were a jewel set amidst nature's most pristine elements. The gardens have been carefully cultivated and preserved to highlight the mansion's majestic beauty while emphasizing the symbiotic relationship between human design and the natural world. These grounds are more than a mere decorative feature. They are a central part of the mansion's legacy, embodying a vision of luxury, peace, and timeless elegance. The mansion's desert location on Cumberland Island, one of Georgia's most remote and untouched natural preserves, plays a pivotal role in the design of the gardens. Cumberland Island is known for its wild, untamed beauty and diverse ecosystem featuring coastal dunes, salt marshes, and dense ancient forests. This island's natural landscape served as the perfect backdrop for the creation of an extravagant estate where the lush wilderness would blend seamlessly with the manicured gardens that surround the mansion. These gardens are more than ornamental. They are integrated into the mansion's overall design, enhancing the mansion's sense of place while also providing a private sanctuary for its inhabitants. The Essier land surrounding the Grayfield mansion covers several acres, offering both natural beauty and privacy. The grounds are meticulously landscaped to create a seamless transition between the mansion's formal spaces and the natural world beyond. At first glance, the gardens might appear to be neatly divided into several sections, each with its own distinct purpose, but a closer look reveals a masterfully designed interplay of color, form, and texture that creates an inviting and harmonious landscape. One of the most striking features of the gardens is the dense canopy of oak trees, many of which are centuries old. These magnificent live oaks, with their twisted branches draped in as Spanish moss, create a hauntingly beautiful atmosphere that seems to transport visitors to another time. The oaks provide not only shade but also an aura of timelessness, standing as silent sentinels that have witnessed the unfolding of the mansion's history over the years. The size and grandeur of these trees speak to the rich history of Cumberland Island, where these giants have stood long before the mansion was ever conceived. In addition to the live oaks, the grounds are home to an array of vast magnolia trees, whose fragrant white flowers bloom in the spring, adding an air of southern elegance and charm. The Aelas camellias, which thrive in the mild climate of Cumberland Island, add further bursts of color to the estate's gardens. These flowering plants have long been a staple of southern gardens, and their placement on the grounds of the Grayfield mansion is a deliberate nod to both regional tradition and the mansion's grandeur. The lush, green hedges and flowering shrubs are carefully arranged to frame views of the mansion, drawing attention to its architectural beauty while simultaneously providing a sense of seclusion and privacy. As visitors wander through the gardens, they are greeted by a variety of carefully laid paths that wend their way through the landscape. These paths, often made of crushed gravel or flagstone, invite exploration and discovery. Along the way, benches and secluded nooks offer places to sit and take in the views. Whether it's the sprawling lawn, the dense woods surrounding the estate, or the expansive vistas toward the Atlantic Ocean, the carefully chosen flora, camellias, magnolias, and gardenias, releases its fragrant perfumes into the air, creating an almost intoxicating atmosphere as visitors move through the garden's many spaces. The formal gardens, with their well-maintained flower beds and neatly trimmed borders, reflect the influence of the European tradition of garden design. They are a reflection of the classical ideals of symmetry and order, where every plant and flower is intentionally placed to create an aesthetic balance. These formal spaces provide an ideal setting for the grand entertaining that took place at the mansion in its early days. But the gardens also feature more relaxed areas where wildflowers grow in abundance and the natural landscape is left to flourish. This contrast creates a dynamic flow between man-made elegance and the untouched beauty of nature, reinforcing the connection between the Grayfield mansion and its surrounding environment. Among the most notable features of the gardens are the Wyers stone fountains, which were thoughtfully placed to enhance the serene atmosphere of the grounds. The sound of running water adds a layer of tranquility, and the fountains themselves, often adorned with hand-carved sculptures or classical motifs, serve as focal points within the gardens. These water features not only contribute to the aesthetic appeal of the grounds, but also symbolize the wealth and sophistication of the estate's owners, as fountains have long been associated with luxury and opulence in garden design. While the gardens of the Grayfield Mansion are impressive in their scope and beauty, they are also deeply tied to the island's ecosystem. The surrounding natural landscape of Cumberland Island is a rich tapestry of coastal and maritime habitats, home to a variety of plant species, including Aerceotes, A's palms, and as wildflowers. The garden's design takes advantage of the island's natural diversity, weaving together the cultivated elements with the wild landscapes that surround the estate. In fact, many of the estate's trees and plants are native to the island, making the gardens not only a visual treat, but also an ecological extension of the island's own unique biodiversity. The mansion's gardens have also played an important role in the history of Cumberland Island. Throughout the years, they have been the backdrop for many notable events, including private dinners, garden parties, and wedding celebrations. These events, often attended by prominent socialites and political figures, help cement the mansion's reputation as a symbol of power and prestige in the region. The gardens, as much as the house itself, became a gathering place for those who sought the beauty, privacy, and quiet luxury that Cumberland Island provided. Over the years, as ownership of the Grayfield Mansion has changed hands, the gardens have been carefully maintained and restored. In recent years, efforts have been made to preserve the Eyre's historic landscape, while also adapting the grounds for modern use. Restoration projects have included preserving the mansion's original pathways, replanting native trees and shrubs, and refurbishing the fountains. These efforts not only preserve the beauty of the gardens, but also ensure that future generations can enjoy the same tranquility and awe that the estate has offered for more than a century. Today, the artistic gardens surrounding the Grayfield Mansion are not only a point of pride for the owners and caretakers of the estate, but also an important feature of the mansion's continued legacy. They serve as a reminder of the timeless beauty of Cumberland Island and the vision of the Carnegie family, who sought to build a lasting monument to nature's beauty and human achievement. For visitors, the gardens are a place of peace, reflection, and discovery, a place where the past and present coexist in harmony, where nature's splendor is celebrated alongside the architectural magnificence of the mansion itself. Over the course of the years, the Grayfield Mansion has undergone several significant renovations and alterations. These changes, prompted by the passage of time and shifting ownership, reflect the mansion's evolving role in history and society. What began as a grand winter residence for the Carnegie family has since transformed into a historic inn, a transition that required delicate balancing between preserving the mansion's historical integrity and adapting it for modern needs. The mansion's original design, along with its location on Cumberland Island, provided both challenges and opportunities for those who sought to update and maintain it, all while ensuring its historical significance remained intact. The first round of renovations took place in the mid-20th century when the mansion was purchased by new owners and converted into Iser's luxury retreat. At that time, the mansion's primary function changed and the interior spaces were adapted to suit the needs of modern guests. Some of the grand formal dining rooms and ballrooms were reimagined as guest accommodations, and new furnishings were introduced to match contemporary tastes. These early changes, while significant, were careful not to obscure the mansion's original grandeur. The majestic staircases, the R's ornate woodwork, and the Zera's stately fireplaces were retained, and much of the architectural detailing remained untouched. One of the major challenges during these renovations was the preservation of the mansion's unique architectural features. For example, the mansion has ornate wooden moldings, which were handcrafted with intricate designs, required painstaking restoration to return them to their original beauty. Similarly, the grand central staircase, which had once been the focal point of social gatherings, was carefully repaired, with each step and handrail preserved in its original condition. The attention to detail in the restoration of these elements was crucial in maintaining the mansion's historical character. However, not all changes to the mansion were solely about preserving the past. In the latter half of the 20th century, as the mansion began its transition into a modern inn and eventually Aver's national seashore property, the estate underwent more substantial renovations to accommodate the growing demand for modern amenities and facilities. One of the most notable changes was the addition of updated A's kitchens, bathrooms, and heating and cooling systems. These changes were necessary to ensure the comfort of guests who visited the mansion, many of whom were seeking the luxury of modern conveniences without sacrificing the mansion's historical charm. The challenge, of course, was achieving this balance. The owners during this time, particularly those who undertook the renovations in the late 20th and early 21st centuries, took great care to integrate these modern upgrades with the mansion's original design. Rather than overhauling the structure completely, they chose to make changes in a way that was sympathetic to the mansion's original aesthetic. The new plumbing and electrical systems were discreetly hidden from view, and the mansion's other original fixtures were carefully cleaned, restored, and placed in positions that highlighted their vintage appeal. Perhaps one of the most significant renovations took place when the Grayfield Mansion was turned into Oz Historic Inn. The new owners sought to maintain its reputation as a luxury destination while introducing a level of comfort and accessibility that modern travelers would expect. This renovation saw the addition of modern guest suites, conference rooms, and private bathrooms, along with enhanced facilities for guests to enjoy during their stay. The challenge for the designers and caretakers was maintaining the balance between the mansion's historical significance and the need for modern functionality. The landscaping surrounding the mansion also underwent changes during these renovations. The formal gardens, initially designed to be a showcase of nature's beauty, were preserved and restored with careful attention to detail. However, newer additions, such as the swimming pool and outdoor entertainment spaces, were integrated into the landscape in a way that allowed the mansion's historical features to remain the primary focus. This careful balance of old and new was a key consideration throughout every renovation and remains a defining characteristic of the mansion today. Another critical renovation took place in the 1990s when the mansion was officially added to the Cumberland Island National Seashore. As part of the transition to being public property, a major restoration effort was launched to ensure the mansion's historical significance was preserved for future generations. A team of architects, historians, and preservationists worked tirelessly to restore the mansion structure while also addressing any necessary repairs or updates. For example, the Oz roof and its exterior walls were carefully examined and repaired where needed to ensure the mansion remained in pristine condition despite the corrosive effects of the island's coastal climate. As part of this restoration process, the Eller's original flooring was salvaged, refinished, and restored in several key areas to retain the mansion's vintage charm. Additionally, the renovations during this period focused on ensuring the mansion could serve as both a historical monument and a tourist attraction. New guided tours were created and interpretive displays were added to explain the mansion's history. The Carnegie family's involvement and the significance of Cumberland Island. These renovations were designed not only to preserve the mansion for posterity, but to make it accessible to a broader audience, ensuring that its legacy would continue to be appreciated and understood by future generations. One of the more recent renovations involved restoring the interior furnishings. Over time, much of the original furniture had been lost or damaged, but a concerted effort was made to track down pieces that were either created during the mansion's original construction or were consistent with the early 20th century style. Original pieces were cleaned and restored, while new reproductions were crafted to match the mansion's aesthetic. The process was lengthy, but it allowed the mansion to maintain its historical authenticity while still offering modern day guests a sense of luxury and comfort. Beyond the interior, Efforts were also made to restore the Oz surrounding grounds. The garden's original plants and trees were carefully cataloged, and any plants that were no longer present were replanted. Native species, such as live oaks and Os magnolias, were reintroduced to preserve the natural look of the estate. Moreover, the Lizer landscaping was designed to align with the mansion's historic charm, using plantings that were typical Oz early 20th century estates in the region. This included a mix of odd formal gardens as wildflower meadows and nice shaded pathways designed for leisurely strolls. Throughout the years, the Grayfield Mansion has seen a variety of renovations, each one undertaken with a great deal of respect for the estate's era's historical value and as architectural integrity. These changes have allowed the mansion to evolve into a luxury inn, a historical monument, and a Oz tourist attractions, while still remaining true to its origins. The result is a mansion that not only tells the story of the Carnegie family and their legacy, but also serves as a testament to the ongoing effort to preserve the beauty and significance of America's most iconic historic estates. Like many grand estates of its time, the Grayfield Mansion is wrapped in an aura of mystery, and it is precisely this sense of mystery that continues to intrigue those who visit and study the mansion's long history. Over the years, countless rumors and legends have sprung up about the mansion's past. These tales have woven themselves into the very fabric of its existence, becoming a part of its allure. Visitors to the mansion often find themselves drawn not only to its beauty and historical significance, but also to the whispers of its dark secrets. Secrets that, even today, remain largely shrouded in mystery. Many who have walked the halls of the Grayfield Mansion believe the estate is haunted. The mansion's secluded nature, combined with its long history, makes it a prime candidate for ghost stories and supernatural tales. Some of the most persistent rumors suggest that the mansion's original inhabitants, the Carnegie family, may have been cursed or haunted by the spirits of those who came before them. It is said that the mansion was built on land with a dark history, and this energy may have seeped into the very structure itself, causing strange occurrences over the years. One of the most widely circulated stories is about Ayers Thomas Carnegie, the mansion's original owner. While he was known for his wealth and stature, some claim that his success came at a great cost. According to local legend, Carnegie made a pact with dark forces to gain his fortune, and it is said that these forces would not let him live in peace. Visitors have reported hearing faint whispers and footsteps in the mansion, and some claim to have seen shadowy figures lurking in the corners of rooms or at the edges of the estate. Others have described cold spots that seem to appear out of nowhere, especially in the areas of the mansion where the family would have spent the most time, such as the Osser's library and the Osser's grand staircase. Additionally, the mansion's isolated location has contributed to the mystique surrounding it. Isolated on Cumberland Island, it is said that mysterious disappearances have occurred in the surrounding area. Some believe these disappearances were somehow connected to the mansion and its history, with rumors circulating about individuals who came to the estate seeking fortune or favor, only to vanish without a trace. The mansion's deep, shadowy corridors and its sprawling grounds are believed to have hidden many secrets, some of which may never be uncovered. Were these disappearances the result of natural causes, or is there a more sinister explanation tied to the mansion's history? One particularly eerie story involves a Ozza servant Tafe, who worked in the mansion during the early years of its existence. According to legend, this individual was said to have been troubled by a strange presence in the house, often reporting seeing things that others could not. It is rumored that this servant eventually disappeared, never to be seen again. Some believe that the mansion's haunting is tied to the unresolved fate of this individual, who may still haunt the estate to this day. Others have speculated that the mansion was involved in Ozar's hidden dealings here, which may have involved darker elements from outside the Carnegie family. The stories of secret rooms, hidden passages, and underground tunnels have only added to the belief that something nefarious once transpired within the mansion's walls. Perhaps one of the most chilling tales centers around a grand ball that was held in the mansion during the height of its glory. According to legend, the event was disrupted by a sudden storm that caused the mansion's windows to rattle and the chandeliers to swing wildly. As the night wore on, guests began to feel uneasy, and some even claimed to have witnessed objects moving on their own. It was said that during the storm, several guests disappeared, and despite a thorough search, no trace of them was ever found. Since that time, the ballroom has been rumored to be one of the most haunted rooms in the mansion. Guests and staff alike have reported hearing mysterious music playing in the distance, followed by the sound of voices from long ago. Some have even claimed to see spectral figures waltzing in the ballroom, locked in a dance from a time long past. There are also those who believe that the Grayfield Mansion is tied to the mysterious history of Cumberland Island itself. The island, once a hub of activity in the 18th and 19th centuries, was home to several plantations that were involved in slave labor. Some have suggested that the spirits of those who suffered on the island may linger in the grounds surrounding the mansion, seeking justice or peace. Hidden stories of the island, filled with untold stories of both wealth and exploitation, may have bled into the mansion's own history, causing the restless spirits of the past to haunt its halls. Despite the many rumors, the Carnegie family's involvement in these darker tales has largely remained unclear. It is often said that those who live or stay in the mansion are subject to its strange energy, and that those who become too entangled in the mansion's history may be drawn into its mysteries, never to leave again. Some believe that the mansion itself is as alive, its walls whispering secrets to those who listen closely enough. And yet, as with all great legends, the true extent of the mansion's dark secrets may never be known. Is the Grayfield Mansion truly haunted, or are the tales simply the stuff of local folklore? One thing is certain, the stories surrounding the mansion are as integral to its legacy as its architecture and gardens. The legends, whether true or not, continue to be woven into the very fabric of the mansion's history, drawing visitors from around the world who come not just to marvel at its grandeur, but to experience the mystery and allure that surrounds it. Over the decades, the Grayfield Mansion has changed hands several times, each new owner adding their own chapter to the mansion's long and storied history. The mansion's ownership trajectory has reflected not only shifts in the fortunes of its owners, but also larger societal changes. From the Carnegie family's vision of a luxurious retreat to its modern-day status as a historical monument, each stage of ownership has shaped the mansion's role in both local and national contexts. The Carnegie family, having commissioned the mansion and brought it into existence in the early 20th century, remained its primary owners for several decades. Their ownership was marked by extravagant use of the mansion, often hosting high-profile guests, including business magnates, political figures, and international dignitaries. Thomas Carnegie, a member of the wealthy Carnegie family, intended the estate to be a private haven for his family, far removed from the pressures of city life. During this period, the mansion was at its most opulent, with every corner of the estate designed to reflect the family's wealth and influence. After Thomas Carnegie's death, the mansion remained in the hands of his heirs for a short while, but as the decades passed, the family's financial fortunes began to change. They say the Great Depression had a significant impact on the Carnegies' ability to maintain such a large estate, and by the mid-20th century, the mansion was sold to a private family from the Northeast. The new owners, though far less wealthy than the Carnegies, sought to preserve the mansion's grandeur. They restored several parts of the estate, including the Gala's grand ballrooms and private suites, which they then opened to the public as a luxury retreat. The mansion in the 1940s and 1950s became a hub for elite social gatherings, attracting guests seeking respite from the pressures of urban life. The mansion's transition from a RSI private residency to a RSI publicly accessible estate marked a significant shift in its legacy. The estate's Osera location on Cumberland Island, combined with the growing interest in Zara's historic preservation, made the mansion an attractive property for conservationists and historians alike. In the late 1960s, with the mansion facing increased maintenance costs, the family sold the estate to an organization dedicated to preserving Cumberland Island's natural and historical resources. This transaction marked the beginning of a new chapter for the mansion. As part of the Cumberland Island National Seashore, the mansion became a National Historic Landmark in the 1970s, a distinction that ensured its preservation for future generations. The mansion, once the residence of one of the country's wealthiest families, was now integrated into the National Park system. The transition from private ownership to being a part of the Roff National Seashore was pivotal in ensuring the mansion's protection and public access. While it was no longer a private estate, it gained the opportunity to become R's historical resource. Visited by thousands of tourists, historians, and architectural enthusiasts each year, in the 1990s, a significant renovation project was launched to restore the mansion to its original glory. IC architects and a preservationist and landscapers worked together to bring the mansion's interiors and gardens back to their former splendor. This renovation was part of an ongoing effort to both preserve the mansion's historic integrity and ensure that it could continue to serve as an educational and cultural resource. The mansion's transformation into a Thas historic inn was not without its challenges, but it was an essential part of the process of reintegrating the mansion into modern times without sacrificing its stellar's historical significance. By the 2000s, the mansion had become a popular destination for tourists interested in both the history of Cumberland Island and the Carnegie legacy. Today, the Grayfield Mansion serves a dual purpose. It is both a historical landmark and a luxury inn that offers visitors the unique opportunity to experience life as it was at the turn of the 20th century. Guests can stay in restored rooms that capture the opulences of the mansion's early days, while also enjoying the modern amenities required for comfort and convenience. This combination of historical grandeur and contemporary comforts makes the mansion one of the most sought-after destinations in the region. Throughout its ownership transformations, one thing has remained constant: the mansion's ability to adapt to the changing times while still retaining its sense of historical relevance. The Carnegie family's legacy, once a symbol of industrial wealth and power, has evolved into a symbol of historical preservation and cultural significance. The mansion, which was once the private estate of a wealthy industrialist, has now become an important piece of American history, representing both the Oz Golden Ages and the era of Oz's historic preservation. Notably, the mansion's legacy has been further cemented by the figures who have visited or stayed at the estate over the years. Prominent political figures, as celebrities and as scholars, have all made pilgrimages to the mansion to learn more about the Carnegie family, Cumberland Island, and the mansion's pivotal place in history. The stories of those who passed through its gates, whether as business magnates, royalty, or as common folk, have all contributed to the mansion's rich tapestry of ownership. The mansion, as it stands today, is a nice educational hub for visitors interested in exploring the lives of those who shaped America's history. But ownership of the Grayfield Mansion is not only about the physical estate, it's also about the preservation of the mansion's cultural heritage. The mansion's ongoing transformation underscores the delicate balance between that preserving historical integrity and ensuring that the estate remains relevant in a modern context. By maintaining its place within the Cumberland Island National Seashore, the mansion has secured its future as a symbol of America's past while continuing to thrive as an important cultural destination. As time marches on, the mansion's ownership may change again, but one thing is certain: the Grayfield Mansion will continue to serve as a living testament to the resilience of history, the importance of preservation, and the complex legacies of the families who shaped it. In the present day, the Grayfield Mansion stands as both R's historical monument and as luxury inn, offering a unique opportunity for visitors to immerse themselves in the grandeur of the past while enjoying the comforts and conveniences of modern living. The mansion's transition from a private estate to a national landmark and now a modern retreat is a story of adaptation and is resilience. Today, the Grayfield Mansion continues to captivate those who visit, offering a glimpse into the opulent past of the Carnegie family while providing modern amenities that cater to the demands of contemporary travelers. In its current incarnation, the Grayfield Mansion operates as an A's exclusive inn, catering to those who seek both history and luxury in one place. The mansion's transformation into a A's tourist destination has been carefully managed to ensure that the A's historical significance of the property is never overshadowed by its commercial use. Visitors can experience the mansion's stunning architecture, walk the expansive grounds, and stay in rooms that have been restored to their former glory. Each room is a blend of old world charm and modern comfort with Azay antique furnishings, or as original wood paneling, and as a classic decor that harkens back to the early 1900s. Yet these features are complemented by modern amenities. Like the luxury bedding are high-speed climate control systems and as upgraded bathrooms, ensuring that the mansion feels both timeless and accommodating. In many ways, the mansion's modern use reflects a careful balance between historical preservation and the need to cater to West 21st century visitors. While the mansion retains much of its original charm, updates have been made to ensure that it remains comfortable and accessible. For instance, the mansion's kitchens were completely renovated to meet the needs of modern guests, allowing for gourmet meals and a higher level of service, while still respecting the original design and layout. The bathrooms, originally designed in the early 1900s, were updated to include contemporary features like luxury fixtures and spa-like amenities, while keeping the original tile work and vintage fixtures intact. The mansion's transformation into an inn has also meant that the estate has become a hub for various events and gatherings. In recent years, the Grayfield Mansion has hosted a variety of special events, from intimate weddings and corporate retreats to historic tours and community events. The mansion's grandeur ballroom, once used for lavish social gatherings, is still a focal point for many of these events, though now it is often used to host private parties, musical performances, and era's art exhibitions. The combination of IA's classic architecture and as modern amenities makes the mansion an ideal location for those looking to celebrate life's milestones in a place steeped in history. In addition to the mansion's role as an inn and event venue, it has also become an important resource for education and preservation. As part of the Cumberland Island National Seashore, the Grayfield Mansion is now part of NASA's ongoing effort to preserve both the cultural heritage of the island and the historical significance of the mansion itself. Educational programs are regularly held at the mansion, offering IR's guided tours that give visitors an in-depth look at Aviar's Carnegie family's history, the mansion's architectural style, and the broader story of Cumberland Island. These programs are designed not only to educate, but also to spark a sense of wonder and curiosity about the past, allowing visitors to engage with the mansion's rich legacy in meaningful ways. The estate's role in our historic preservation extends beyond its own walls. As part of the Cumberland Island National Seashore, the Grayfield Mansion is involved in efforts to maintain the natural beauty of the island. This includes working with local organizations to preserve the island's native flora and fauna and ensure that the estate's grounds continue to reflect the natural splendor that makes Cumberland Island such a unique and important ecological reserve. Preservation of the mansion's surroundings, such as the gardens, forests, and coastal views, is essential to ensuring that the mansion maintains its place as both a cultural and natural landmark. The mansion's transformation has also allowed it to stay relevant in an era where travel is often characterized by modern luxury. Though visitors come to experience history, they also come to enjoy the comfort and convenience that modern amenities provide. Many of the visitors to the Grayfield Mansion come seeking a unique blend of historical intrigue and luxurious relaxation. For these guests, the mansion offers an immersive experience, allowing them to step into the past while still enjoying the creature comforts of the present day. In recent years, the Grayfield Mansion has also embraced the rise of ecotourism. The mansion's location on Ayer's Cumberland Island, a haven for nature lovers, makes it an ideal spot for those looking to explore the islands as wildlife, as beaches, and as natural beauty. The mansion offers guided tours that take visitors into the island's as untouched wilderness, allowing them to experience the unique ecosystems of the island while learning about its rich history. The mansion has also adopted sustainable practices, focusing on reducing its environmental footprint through energy-efficient systems, sustainable landscaping, and eco-friendly products. This commitment to sustainability ensures that the mansion not only preserves its historical and cultural significance, but also does its part to protect the island's natural heritage for future generations. In terms of its modern-day amenities, the Grayfield Mansion has successfully integrated features such as a high-speed Wi-Fi, smart TV systems, and modern fitness centers, all while retaining the charm and character of the early 1900s. The mansion's library, for example, has been restored with its original as wood paneling and a fireplaces, but now it also includes modern features like charging stations and smart speakers for the convenience of guests. The goal is to provide a comfortable and memorable experience while still maintaining the mansion's historical character and ensuring that the estate can continue to serve as both a West private retreat and a wise cultural resource. As the Grayfield Mansion continues to thrive in modern times, it remains an enduring symbol of luxury, as history, and as natural beauty. The mansion's ability to evolve while preserving its unique sense of the past is a testament to the vision of its original creators and the dedication of those who have worked to maintain and adapt the estate for future generations. Whether as a destination for relaxation, an educational resource, or a venue for special events, the Grayfield Mansion stands as a reminder of how history can be preserved and celebrated in a way that feels both relevant and timeless. As we reflect on the enduring legacy of the Grayfield Mansion, it is clear that this grand estate has transcended its original purpose as a private residence. From its conception as a luxurious retreat for the Carnegie family to its current role as a historic inn and a cultural landmark, the mansion has undergone numerous transformations over the years. Yet throughout these changes, one thing has remained constant: its ability to captivate the imagination and inspire awe in those who encounter it. The mansion's legacy is not simply tied to its architecture or the fortune of the family that built it. Instead, it is deeply intertwined with the stories of the people who have lived within its walls and the influence it has had on the larger community. From the moment it was constructed in at least in 1905, the Grayfield Mansion has symbolized as opulence, as power, and refinement, reflecting the peak of Gilded Age America. But beyond its grand facades and lavish interiors, the mansion has served as a canvas for much deeper narratives, stories of ambition, family legacy, and the unfathomable passage of time. The mansion's role as a community pillar cannot be overstated. For years, it has provided a place for reflection, education, and historical inquiry. Visitors from around the world come to the Grayfield Mansion not only to admire its architectural beauty and experience its luxurious accommodations, but to learn about the lives of those who have walked its halls. It is a place where its history is alive, where the past can be felt in the air, and where the stories of yesterday are brought to life in a way that resonates with modern sensibilities. One of the mansion's most significant contributions to history is its educational impact. As part of the Cumberland Island National Seashore, it offers an invaluable opportunity for visitors to learn about the Carnegie family, the Gilded Age, and the history of the island itself through guided tours, public lectures, and as historical exhibits. The Grayfield Mansion serves as living classrooms where people can engage with the past and gain a deeper understanding of America's cultural heritage. These educational programs have helped solidify the mansion's role in preserving not only the war's architectural heritage of the estate, but also the broader story of Cumberland Island and the wider nation. Moreover, the Grayfield Mansion's impact goes far beyond simply educating people about its own history. It stands as a symbol of the As preservation movement that has taken hold across the United States. By maintaining the estate and opening it to the public, the mansion has contributed to the larger conversation about the importance of As historic preservation, a conversation that has shaped how we view and protect our nation's cultural landmarks. The mansion's ongoing care and restoration remind us of the As fragility of history and the As necessity of preserving places that hold such deep significance to our collective past. The mansion also continues to serve as a powerful symbol of As luxury and As elegancy, connecting modern-day visitors to the ideals and aesthetics of an earlier era. The carefully restored interiors, the meticulously designed Essex gardens, and the As grand architecture all serve as a reminder of the Esser extravagance that characterized the early 20th century. Yet, the mansion also stands as a symbol of As timelessness, As beauty, and As grandeur remain just as captivating today as they were when it was first built. In addition to its As historical and cultural significance, the Grayfield Mansion has become an important economic asset for the region. The mansion's status as a popular off-tourist destination has brought economic benefits to the surrounding area, providing jobs and stimulating the local economy. Visitors from around the world come to Cumberland Island not only to see the mansion, but to enjoy the island's natural beauty and take part in a variety of recreational activities. The mansion's continued success as an inn and event venue has helped bolster the region's reputation as a destination for both history lovers and nature enthusiasts. Yet, perhaps the most significant aspect of the Grayfield Mansion's legacy is the spirit of the place. It is a mansion that has lives and breathes, not just through its walls and furnishings, but through the people who visit it. The stories that are told within its rooms and the memories that are created there. It is a space that invites both contemplation and celebration, offering visitors a chance to reflect on the As's passage of time and their own place within it, whether through the silent whispers of its halls, the As crackling of its fireplaces, or the As rustling of its oak trees. The mansion serves as a bridge between past and present, connecting the legacy of the Carnegie family to the stories of those who walk its grounds today. Looking to the future, the mansion's legacy will undoubtedly continue to evolve as new generations of visitors come to the Grayfield Mansion. They will forge their own connections to its history and add their own chapters to its story. The mansion's place within the Cumberland Island National Seashore will ensure that it remains protected for generations to come, preserving its beauty and history for those who seek to understand the past and experience its enduring magic. But perhaps the most important question we can ask about the Grayfield Mansion's legacy is this: what will we take from it? What lessons can we learn from the lives of those who lived there and from the mansion itself? The Grayfield Mansion teaches us about the fragility of time, the importance of As preserving history, and the beauty of As legacy. It stands as a reminder that while the structures we build may age and change, the stories they carry and the impacts they leave behind are eternal. As the mansion's legacy lives on, we are reminded that history is not a static entity. It is something that is continuously shaped by those who come after it. The Grayfield Mansion, with its enduring elegance, rich history, and deep connection to the land, serves as a powerful reminder of the past while continuing to inspire future generations.